So, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're back in the studio here, and tonight we have the lady of Latin American. Without this lady, and of course her partner, Latin American would certainly never have been developed the way it is nowadays. And of course, you are all absolutely certain you know who it is, the one and only Loraine. Good evening, Loraine.
Good evening.
Now, the first question, because we now have a lot of couples, you know, like Sergey and Melia, and all of these have now dropped their last name. And of course, you and Wally, the great Laird and Loraine, were the first ones that started that. Whose idea was that?
Wally's.
It was Wally's.
Actually, when we competed, it was Walter Laird and I was Loraine Reynolds. But we did a lot of shows and a lot of cabaret shows. And it seemed so much to say, you know, ladies and gentlemen, 3 times world champion, Walter Laird and Loraine Reynolds. So very quickly, Wally, with his great brain, went to the Al and the Al, Laird and Loraine. So I was the first one really to bring out just the one name.
The real reason for getting you into the studio is because you are writing a book.
Yes.
The Life and Times of Loraine. Or what's the proper title?
Loraine, the one and only.
And of course, she is, without doubt, ladies and gentlemen, the one and only.
Now, I've always said through the years, you know, Wally and I had such funny things, fishing and doing stupid things.
Yeah.
And I'd say, one day I'm going to write a book, but never intended to.
Uh-huh.
And then if I come up with something really brilliant in teaching, I'm like, I'm going to write a book. So people have assumed I wanted to write a book, and I haven't. I'm glad I've done it.
Yes, and so am I.
It's really going to be terrific. It's going to be funny. It's going to be extremely honest. Ditch the dirt a little bit, not mentioning any names.
No, of course not. I mean, we can't do that. I mean,
No.
all these...
Obviously, it's going to be great, really. It started off with I wanted nothing to do with dancing. People said, rather a technique book. There's too many technique books anyway.
Yeah.
So it started off with basically just my life story.
Mm-hmm.
And then this journalist started saying, put a bit of technique in. No, I'm not putting technique in.
Yeah.
And eventually it's going to be great because the younger people will be able to read it and sort of say, I never knew that, or I never thought that, for example. It's going to be sections.
Yeah.
Now, my life story, my competitive life, going on to now my teaching life, which I'm still doing a lot, which is very nice.
Yeah.
So most of my work's in London, actually.
Yeah.
Because most of the foreign couples come to London
Right.
and work. Some now come to Sweden, which is nice, because
Yes,
some top
yeah.
couples bothering to come there.
And
So I'm still, you know, doing a lot of work, thank goodness.
Yeah. How often are you in London?
Every 2 months.
Oh, that's
Every
fantastic.
2 months for 5 days, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
At the Assembly Ballroom, the great Assembly Ballroom.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. Yeah, I remember that many years ago.
Practice
but,
nights, gosh,
yes.
yeah, fabulous.
Yeah, yeah, where you couldn't actually get around the floor because there were so many people on
Exactly,
that floor.
yeah, fabulous.
But just taking you back to one of your, if you ever did have any failures, I haven't seen your name down at the British Championships.
When the first British Championships that actually came here started in 1964,
Yeah.
that was when we retired.
Mm.
We had won the British before, but it
Oh.
wasn't run in Blackpool.
Right, I see.
The rights were only sold to Madame Eilert in 1964 for Latin.
Yeah.
That was the year we retired.
Right. So that's why you don't appear in the programme
Absolutely.
at all.
Absolutely.
Right. So Loraine, I'm not going to ask you any more questions because I think you've already given away at least...
Okay, I know too much.
Yeah, we don't want to give away too much.
Not
because
yet.
this book, folks, I've seen some of the photographs going in this book, and wow, if the photographs only tell half the story, the rest of the story is going to be phenomenal. Loraine, thank you very much for coming into the
Absolute
studio.
pleasure.
And I'll see you later in the week because we're going to, later in the week, we're going to talk about the Latin American and how it's developed.
Today, then.
Thanks very
Thank
much
you
indeed,
very
Loraine.
much. Absolute pleasure.
Cheers. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. First dance, cha-cha-cha. Thank you, Heat 1. May I now invite Heat 2 to the floor, please. And once again, could I ask you to stand together, please, competitors? Stand together. Thank you. Thank you, Heat 2, Cha-Cha-Cha. Thank you, Heat 2. Heat 3. 57, 58, 60. 62, 65, 66. 68, 70, 71. 72, 73, 74. 75, 77, 79. And the last heat in Heat 3, the last number in Heat 3, 80. Thank you. Cha-cha-cha. Thank you, Heat 1. Heat 2. Thank you, Sam. Thank you, Heat 2. Heat 3. Thank you, Sam. Thank you, Heat 3. We're back to the first heat. And your third dance, the rumba. thank you, Heat 1. Heat 2. Thank you, Rumba. And thank you, Heat 2.